Okay, so welcome back to my experimental Let's Play series where I am Let's Playing making a game instead of playing a game. A couple of weeks ago, we designed this dungeon here. And it's just all developer right now. Nice looking developer art. I got nice colors there, but it'd be nice if we had actual art, which we're going to do. Layout's a little bit different from the last time you saw it. You may notice there's a little bit here that looks like it's going somewhere. A little bit here that looks like it's going somewhere. And it's probably behind my head, but there's a layer called blacked out. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what's blacked out. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so I have a lot of tile sets for filling in the background. I've made a lot of these over the last couple of years working on this game. I've actually made a new one specifically for this level. I made this one here. We have a lot of these, a lot of tiles. So what I didn't articulate very well in the last video is I want this top area to look like, a geisha area, like the area is. And this lower area is going to be a Yakuza hideout. Like the top area is the front for the Yakuza hideout on the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to put my layers on, make sure I'm working on the right layer. It's always problems if you're not working on the right layer. And I'm going to cut this up a bit as I'm filling stuff out. So I'm deciding what tiles I want to put where. And I'll make some comments as interesting stuff happens. How does that sound? That sounds good? That's what we're doing anyway. I don't care if you think it's good. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so we have the main hall in a nice like paper window for the main hall itself, a kind of generic wall for the side hall here. None of the ladders aren't here yet because ladders are more of like a front layer doodad, well, little platforms and stuff. So the background tiles. Let's fill in some of these rooms. Let's do that. Okay, so rooms are filled in with basic backgrounds. What I normally do is pick two different room backgrounds and alternate them just to make it look a little bit more interesting. I have a lot of different room backgrounds, so I can change it up all I want. Next step is to fill in these secret hallways. Okay, so that's all the basic background for this top area here, and it looks all nice. But I didn't do any of this bottom area yet. And the reason I didn't do that is it's going to use entirely different backgrounds from all of this. I want this to look like a completely distinct area from here that is only connected by these two red key doors. Let's get started on that. Yes, let us get started on that. Okay, so I finished the main hall that goes through this area, and you may notice that it uses the sort of unfinished wood plank that I normally use for secret passages. Again, this is background storytelling, whatever it's called, environmental storytelling, that this is an unfinished area that the public is not supposed to see. These are the back rooms that you're not supposed to get to. Let me keep working on this. Okay, and now you can see that I've got like an even rougher wood grain for these rooms to convey that this is totally a place that the public can be, and there are absolutely legal things being stored here. And the rocky background for the secret passages to imply that these are like properly secret passages. So, before I take my next step, I'm going to take a look at how this looks in the dungeon itself. Then we'll go into fine decorating. How does that sound? You like that? We're going to do it. I don't care if you like it. Okay, so here we are in the dungeon. Looks nice. It's running really slow while recording again. I didn't used to have this problem. I don't know why. I'm having it now. I'll have to look into that. So I don't think the game is different. I think it's Bandicam is doing something weird. Anyway, the goal of running around now is to make sure everything is clear what it is. You know, what's a room? What's a hall? What's a secret passage? None of the details are in there yet. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but the ladders are there, but you can't see them yet. Again, with the background fading in slow. I don't know why it's doing that. I have to fix that, but we're not going to worry about that right now. It's fine. And this doesn't look like a barracks store yet, because that will also be on my next pass. Yeah, this looks good. This looks like a nice... Oh, he's coming in here. He's turning the wrong way. I have to look into why he did that. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I like this. This looks like secret Yakuza area player's not supposed to be. Nothing down there. Don't worry about it. And I might change the background of this room because it's the room that the secret thing that you're getting is supposed to be in. I will sort that out later. Like maybe I want all of these rooms to look distinct and special, and there'll be like one background specifically for rooms where you're getting the secret things. I haven't figured that out yet. It's fine. Let's do fine detailing now. Make it look all pretty and stuff. The hallways themselves are not going to get much detail put in them. Oh yeah, now we have to change the grid from 64 by 64 to 8 by 8. There's the doodads and stuff are on 8 by 8 sprites, whereas all the larger tiles are on 64 by 64, so I can fill them out nice and quick. But we're going to do detailing now. And yes, I might talk while I'm doing it. I probably won't. I'm more focused on getting this done than I am talking to you. Oh yeah, stuffs. This is our stuffs. You'd be surprised how much variety you can get out of relatively few sprites. I'm going to start working on that. So, my sprite sheet for making these wardrobe slash closet slash whatever these sorts of areas are called, I don't know. You see them a lot in pictures, and I should probably know what they're actually called. Anyway, because there are 12 rooms up here, or 10 rooms up here, 12 rooms. I had to write the 10 rooms. Yeah, I had to write. Okay, 10 rooms. I'm making these all kind of a few variations that I'm going to customize a little bit for each one, because doing a completely custom one for every single room is going to take me forever. So we're going to do this a little bit quicker than normal. Yes. Okay. Got it. All right. There it is. 12 slightly customized things. Enough to make every room look a little bit different from each other. Okay, now, in any room that has room for a table, which is, I think all of them I can squeeze a table into. I'm going to do that. Alright, so, good first pass decorating on all these rooms. I like this sort of simple decorating because it's easy for me to do a lot of unique things quickly and make the rooms look like real rooms that people live in and go in and all that. There's also going to be lamps in these rooms, but that won't happen till the lamps are objects in the game itself, so you won't be able to see that in the background here. let's grab a couple of things like storage boxes and stuff. We'll throw them all over the place. Storage boxes, I'm mostly throwing the secret passageways. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I threw some stuff in the secret passages to make them feel like, again, they're supposed to feel like, abandoned back rooms or stuff that things have been thrown into. My day job's in an old building that has a lot of places like this. And you have some shelves down here. I like it. I also added a few flower pots and plants around to make it feel a little bit more lived in. I don't know what I'm going to put in this room here. This room was just there to fill some space, but that's okay. Maybe I'll detail the. I mean, you don't want secret passages to look too detailed because they're supposed to look like no one ever goes there. And if you put too much stuff there, it looks like, why is the ninja the only one who goes there? Anyway, so that brings us to this area down here. I'm decorating this passage as if it were a secret passage, even though it obviously isn't. Now, I might need to come back around at a different point with different decorations, because the boxes and shelving I have look too much like, nice shelving that person would have in their home. Not secret packaging that the Yakuza would have on hand. But we're just gonna fill this in to look nice. Then maybe another point, when I have more sprite assets done, I'll come back around to do another pass. We're not gonna worry about that today, though. Let's just make these areas look a little bit nicer. Okay, so I think I have this area looking nice enough. Again, this room is empty because I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. Maybe I'll put a couple things in this room. I think this looks nice. So let's save it and we'll import this into the game. Okay. So far I like. Why is the game running so slow? I'm not worried about that second. Look, it all looks like a nice place. Yep. I like. Now, I'm not surprised I like this upper area because I laid it out basically the same way I always decorate these sorts of areas. Like I did all the other temporary, not temporary. Why did I say temporary? All of the small rooms that you can go in from the overworld. Let's grab this key real quick so I can see the lower area. Ooh, I got a bandage. The guards walking around will sometimes be carrying useful items that you can pickpocket if you catch them. It's also a way to know which guards are carrying useful items. I will not tell you today how to do that, though. Oh, yeah. I like this. Yeah, I like this. I guess if I have any issues, all the boxes and stuff look too nice. No. Smoke bomb. Haha. That's fine. This looks good. I am happy with this. This is a nicely decorated area. Yep. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. So there was another project I worked on this week. You may recall last week or whenever we created an address system. So when you walked over a door, it would show you the address of the door. That way we give players instructions on where to go without like giving exact coordinates or whatever. The door addresses are only vaguely correlated coordinates. So I made a pretty significant change to that. I made a new font. To make that smaller, it was originally way too large. Now it fits on the screens better, and I have a second line, which shows what hours that location is open. That was the thing I thought was really important, with I want the players to be, considering when a place is open and closed. I need to tell them when the place is open and closed. And now I'm doing that. From a technical end, that was pretty easy to do because the door already knows when it's supposed to be opened and locked. So it's just passing that information to the object that's drawing this. The harder part about this, which I said, was I created a whole new font. So this is my standard 8-bit NES style font that I originally started making like 12 years ago, and I've used in nearly every single game I've made since, except for like 1 or 2 exceptions. As you can see, I've been adding to it over the years, adding like all of these different things to make it as complete as font as possible. I don't know if I said this yet. I use FontStruct. FontStruct is really good for pixel art like fonts. It's good for other fonts too. I suppose a lot of people use it, but it's good for pixel art like fonts. Anyway, this is my new font I made. You may notice it does not look super pixel arty. It only looks vaguely pixel arty because there are triangles everywhere. How do you have triangles in the pixel arty font? You didn't see those. People familiar with this sort of thing probably already know the answer to this, but let's all tab back over to the game. So, Editing Dan, zoom in on this. You may notice that there's darker pixels along the lighter pixels to make it clear what the characters are. This is called anti-aliasing. I probably just mispronounced it. That's okay. Vector fonts, you can't actually do anti-aliasing. So trying to get this sort of look nice like this in a pixel art, what I had to do is put the triangles in the vector font where I wanted the darker pixels to be where I'm rendering this. Because I'm rendering this at 5 pixels, or I think technically 4 pixels. So those triangles don't show up. It just shows up as the darker pixels, which makes this look really nice. I'm really happy with this font. It looks really, what's the word? Authentic. It looks like a really authentic pixel arty with anti-aliasing font. I'm very happy with it. You may notice the inventory over on the left side of the screen uses a similar font. It doesn't actually use a font. That's just images, because I never originally intended to create a whole font out of this. I might go back at some point and make that text instead of images, but that's a very low priority because that system works perfectly fine as is. I'm not going to worry about it. So, I hope you enjoyed watching me work on my game again. If you have any feedback on the game and or the video, I would love to hear it. I have comments right down there, specifically for this purpose of getting feedback, which I want to hear. You can also do the like, and then the subscribe and the share, or the bell, or whatever, if you'd like. I wouldn't mind if you did. I don't know what I'm working on next week yet. I'm going to figure that out. I have a couple of ideas. There's projects that are good for doing on video, and there are projects like making the font that it's not so great for doing on video. I will figure that out, or I won't. We'll see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed my video. Hope you're looking forward to my game, and I will see you next time.